I still remember the smell of smoke. The sound of people shouting my name, not in love, but in rage. They dragged me to the street, called me a blasphemer, and I knew, this might be the end. They poured fuel on me. Someone struck a match. And as the fire touched my clothes, I thought I'd feel pain. But instead, I felt something else. Warmth, peace, and a presence that whispered, "Do not be afraid, I am here." That's when the flames went out. Instantly. My name is Pastor Yusuf Khan, from a small village in Lahore, Pakistan. And this is how God stood beside me in the fire.
I never planned to become a pastor. I was a teacher once, quiet, simple, afraid of conflict. But one night, in 2009, I had a dream. I saw myself walking through fields of ashes, and a voice said, "Go. Bring light where there is none." I woke up trembling. That dream never left me. So I began preaching in the small corners of my village, reading the Bible under the shade of old trees, praying for the sick, sharing bread with children. People started listening. Some found hope. But others grew angry. They said, "You're spreading foreign lies." I said, "No. I'm spreading love." By 2016, the whispers turned into threats. One evening, I saw posters with my name on the walls, accusing me of blasphemy. I knew what that meant in my country. Friends begged me to run. But how could I? If I ran, I'd be telling the world that I didn't believe God could protect me. That night, I kissed my wife's forehead, held my daughter in my arms, and said, "If I die tomorrow, tell them I died believing." The next morning, they came. It started with noise. Hundreds of people outside my house, shouting, breaking things, chanting my name. Someone kicked my door open. Hands grabbed me, dragging me into the street. I didn't resist. I just kept praying. When we reached the market, I realized, this was it. No police. No help. Just the angry crowd and me. They threw fuel on me. The smell made me dizzy. Then, someone shouted, "Let's see if your God can save you now." In that moment, time slowed down. I closed my eyes and whispered, "Father, forgive them. They don't know what they do." The fire started. I heard the sound, the crackle, the hiss, but I felt nothing. Absolutely nothing. I opened my eyes, and saw the flames moving, but not touching me. It was as if a clear wall surrounded my body. The people screamed. Some fell backward. I lifted my hands, and I remember saying, "The fire obeys the one who made it." And just like that, the flames vanished. No smoke. No burn. Only peace. When I looked down, my clothes were blackened, but my skin, untouched. I stood there trembling, not in fear, but in awe. That day, everyone saw it. A few recorded it on their phones. By nightfall, the video was everywhere. They wanted to destroy me. But God turned that fire into light. That night, I hid in a small mud hut outside the city. The smell of smoke still clung to me. I washed my face again and again, but I could still see flashes of fire in my mind. My wife found me there, shaking. She held my hand and asked, "How did you survive?" I told her the truth, because he was with me. I didn't sleep for 2 nights. I prayed instead. I thanked God for mercy. I asked him what to do next. Then, on the 3rd night, there was a knock at the door. When I opened it, I saw him. The same man who had poured fuel on me. His hands were shaking. His eyes were red. He dropped to his knees and said, "Forgive me. I saw it with my own eyes. Your God is real." I bent down and lifted him up. We both cried. I told him, God forgave me before I even asked, how could I not forgive you? That night, he stayed with me. We prayed together until morning. And when he left, he said something I'll never forget. If he can forgive through you, then he can forgive me too. 2 weeks later, I was invited to share my story at a small church. When I arrived, I couldn't believe it, the building was full. People were standing outside, on rooftops, even hanging from windows, just to hear. When I walked up to the pulpit, the entire place fell silent. I looked at the crowd and said softly, I didn't survive because I am strong. I survived because he is merciful. I showed them the Bible I carried that day. The edges were burnt, but the words inside, untouched. It felt like a message written by fire itself. God didn't stop the flames to prove I'm special, I said. He stopped them to prove he still reigns. Some people wept. Others fell to their knees. Even a few Muslims stood quietly in the crowd, watching, thinking, feeling something stir. After that day, people came to me from far villages, not to see me, but to ask about him. They wanted to know how a man could walk out of fire without pain. I told them the truth. Because the one who stood in the furnace with Shadrach and Meshach stood with me too. Years have passed since that day. My beard is gray now. My hands tremble a little when I hold my Bible. But every time I see a flame, even a candle, I remember. I travel to churches now, telling my story. Not to boast, but to remind people that miracles didn't end with the Bible. They still happen, in dusty villages, in dark prisons, in forgotten corners of the world. I tell people, the fire didn't burn me. It burned away my fear. The ground where they tried to kill me now holds a small wooden cross. Muslims and Christians built it together, a symbol of peace. Sometimes, I still see that man who poured the fuel. He's a believer now. He sits in the front row with his family every Sunday. When I ask him why he comes every week, he says, because I want to see the man who made me believe again. But I tell him, it wasn't me. It was God, using fire to light our hearts. The flames went out that day, but the fire inside me never did.